So overall, while the software can be hard to get used to, the K65 is the keyboard I'd recommend to get. Hey guys, Xhale here with the Corsair Gaming K65 mechanical keyboard review. Now, you've probably noticed that this is the first review on my channel, so I hope you won't judge the camera quality too much. Let's get right into it. The Corsair K65 is a mechanical keyboard from Corsair Gaming, using Cherry MX switches. This is my first mechanical keyboard, but I have tried many others. This particular keyboard is the RGB model, which comes only in Cherry MX red switches at the moment. So, let's start off with the unboxing. I've been using this keyboard for a few months, so this isn't really an unboxing, but more of a reboxing. The cardboard box comes in a simple plastic cover, which slides off just like that. The actual keyboard comes in a plastic wrapping, which I have discarded a while ago. It comes with a wrist rest. The braided cables, yes, there's two. Back to that in a second. Come tucked away in this cardboard box. The keyboard is plastic except for the brushed aluminium plate, which in my opinion looks very nice and gives the keyboard a much more premium feel. The keyboard comes with very few extras, if you will. It simply has a warranty guide and a quick start guide. There isn't a manual for the software, but back to that in a moment. So, you might have noticed my mouse in the background and wonder why would I buy a Razer mouse, and even my headset is Razer, yet buy a Corsair keyboard? That seems off, doesn't it? Well, I was really considering purchasing a Razer product once more. However, I was turned off by the fact that Razer uses their own Xhale switches instead of Cherry MX switches. Well, this might not be a big problem, these are relatively new and their lifespan wouldn't be really clear, while Cherry MX switches have been tested and tried very intensively even in their own factory. You can check out this video from Linus Tech Tips, which shows a tour of the Cherry MX factory, and you will see for yourself. Okay, let's dig into the keyboard. There are a few dedicated multimedia buttons along with some function keys. As you can see, the LEDs are bright here and the brightness can be adjusted with a button on the top. It has 3 different brightness modes along with an off mode. There's a volume control and a gaming key which disables the Windows key and Alt Tab. There is a polling rate switch at the back which also resets the lighting effect back to the default rainbow mode. This switch is useful for old BIOS, which cannot recognize a keyboard in its normal mode sometimes. The wrist rest comes on easily with 2 simple clips. Simply push it in and it should stay in place. There are also legs to stand the keyboard up, if you're into that sort of stuff. Personally, I like to keep my keyboard standing as it is without the legs. So again, why would I choose the K65 and not the K70 or the K95? Well, I like having space for my massive mouse mat, which I sat the keyboard on for the video, and with the previous keyboard I had, it had to go on the mouse mat in order for me to reach the WASD keys comfortably. Also, the K65 is a little bit cheaper than the K70. Here's a quick sound test as I type the script up. As you can hear, it's not too loud, except for the spacebar. The keyboard uses 2 USB cables for power delivery. However, if you have a USB 3.0 port in your computer, it can draw enough power from one cable through that. Now, before you grab your credit card or run to your nearest Best Buy and order this keyboard, stop. Watch the rest of this review. The dreaded Corsair utility engine. Let's talk about it. Remember I mentioned there was no manual for the software? You can download that as a PDF. All 153 pages of it. Yeah, that's a lot of trees saved by not printing that. Anyway, the software is rather difficult to get started with. Stuff you expect to be accessible with a simple left click is usually a right click or something else instead. However, while it is hard to start using it, it is very in-depth. You can make many spectacular looking effects. You can see the effect I use on screen right now. There are simple ways you can spice up your keyboard's lighting effects, for example adding reactive lighting to the keyboard. So overall, while the software can be hard to get used to, the K65 is the keyboard I'd recommend to get. It has a good construction and a premium finish using premium cherry switches. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. Perhaps leave a comment as to what you'd like to see next. Subscribe for more Xhale content. Shout out to my friend Slice, aka Justin.
Thanks for the shout out.